Bro, you're frugal as fuck.
I try, bro. I try.
You are frugal.
I put my albums together. I put music videos together that people think we spent like all this bread on, less than $100. Just my mind.
How do you make that happen? Because, I mean, we're talking about aesthetics here and how things look. Like, how do you take a video from, all right, it's in my brain, to now we're putting it out there for $100, you know what I'm saying? And then looking like it does.
I think it just has to do with knowing what we're capable of. Because early on, I had a lot of problems with trying to create this vast supervision based on what I was inspired by. And at the end of the day, I don't have $20K to fucking throw into one music video. I can't do that. But as working with Max over time and becoming better as a director, I kind of started to understand little DIY things, you know, looking at tips and tricks from other directors and shit. And it was just figuring it out, being creative, not being afraid to do something that might look stupid but could look cool. And then, you know, knowing how to spend the least on it. Like, all right, do we really need 2 people, or can Jacob play 2 different guys in the same video? You know what I mean? And just add it up that way. Goodwill for the props. I'm not going to fucking Amazon and buying, let me spend $60 on this. Fuck no, man. $4 for a shirt, $2 for a pair of pants, and then $1/2. We're locked in.
That's how you do it. At what point, okay, so you're creating a song. How long after you make the song do you start plotting visuals, or does that kind of pop into it?
I think it depends on the record, and then the project too, because like for instance, when I look at stuff off like the number 4 EP, that whole era of my life was just based on growth and figuring out, look, bro, you know, just because you're in said agreement with said person on said paper with whatever contract, doesn't mean they're gonna do everything that you feel like they're supposed to do, or vice versa.
Sure.
And ultimately, it's really up to you. Somebody told me something really cool, not to get off track, but he said that music is like punching rock. You're gonna punch rock for a long time, but eventually that rock is gonna break, and then you go up. The water floods. You get the bread. You do what you need to do. So I say that to say, I thought early on, with all these crazy things revolving around me, you know, motherfuckers really kind of found me when I was 17. I'm only 19 now. But I was so green, I knew nothing. And it was kind of like, well, I guess you guys just broke the rock. But in reality, fam, you still got to keep hitting the rock. So I say all that to say, with projects of recent, up until more recently with what we're planning right now, it was kind of like I had to double back. It was like, motherfuckers like, oh, no, don't do that because we'll do this, but then they never do that. And it's like, bro, I could have just did this in the first place. You know what I mean? So with like EDD Girl or Cyrax, the project had been out for a while, but I noticed the fans were really engaging with those. So I was like, all right, bro, let me just make some cool music videos.
Sleep was their cousin of death. No daydreaming, I stay scheming and wondering what's next. My mic check is obviously like a gun to your neck. My ace made this, and I'm about to shuffle the deck.